So the look on Roy's face, it said it all. So Roy like, oh man. I'm like, well, you know him? He like, yeah, me and him got beef. I'm like, first off, I need to know what we getting into. What type of beef you got going on? Like, what's happening? So I'm like, beef, what kind of beef? He like, just keep walking. He like, I'm gonna tell you. So we're walking and we're steady walking. So the person behind us like, so you don't hear me talking to you? He like, let me holler at you, Roy. Come here. He like, come here, Beans. So he like, man, what's up? So I'm like, oh my God. In my head, I'm like, what is about to happen, right? So it's another dude crossing the street. It's another dude crossing the street. So I'm like what is going on? So I'm like, okay, I think I am gonna keep going. So I kind of like slowly but surely, like, cause they was close, I'm kind of like bagging up a little bit. So the dude tells Roy, he like, hey, he like, you got that for me? He like, man, I already paid you. He like, this mine right here. Everything that I got is mine. I told you. We was out there playing dice. I gave you what was yours. He like, you need to check them other little, right? He like, he telling them like, check the other little ninjas. He like, them the ones that got you. He like, nah, they said it was you. So Roy like, man, turn his back. He like, I ain't worried about it. I already told you. I ain't got it. He kept walking, right? So Roy like, talking to me like, I already gave him my part. Like, he better check the other little ninjas. So he steady going. So I'm looking. When I look, I'm like, hey, Roy. But Roy turned around. Dude, whack up. When I say strike him, Roy comes back like this. And it was like when he did this and he shook it off, his eyes looked like it said it's go time. He, boop, boop, the other dude jumps. I'm like, oh my God. Now they are jumping on Roy at this point because it's 2 against 1. But Roy still got dibs on the dude that swung on. So he steady, he controlling him, but the other dude is kicking him, punching, like, let my homie go. Let my homie go. Let my, like, stealing on. So I'm like, oh my God, like, okay, I'm finna have to do something. Like, oh wow, what, like I'm go, like, bro, like Roy had helped me before. So it was like, at the moment I was froze, and we we're by the expressway, so people are driving. We're by the stores. We're by restaurants. Like, we are like legit. Like, people are coming out looking. I'm like, oh my God. Like, police just rolled past. So I'm like, oh my God. Like, steady standing there, frozen. Like, I gotta get it. Like, I'm finna have to get involved. So I went to the dude that was trying to jump on Roy, the other friend. So as he kicking Roy, I just ran up like, and I hit him in the back of the head, but kept running. So that made him run behind me. So now I know Roy gonna handle his work over there with the other dude, because he was already he was taking the pound town, he was pounding him, he was stumping him, he was dogging him already. So I got this other dude. First off, I don't even know how this dude get down for real. So I'm running. It's no Mark. I ain't got Raymond. I ain't got none of my peoples that's gonna run up and help me. So I'm like, I have to think of a plan. So I'm running. He like, when I catch you, I promise you, that's over. It's over. He like, I'm going to catch you. I ain't going to stop running. Now I hear him talking, but I'm like, oh my God. So some say, look down. Why did I look down while I was running? Let me tell you something. Don't never look down while you're running. I was looking down because he was talking, but I'm like, I hope my shoelaces are not untied. Like, my mind started wondering. Just weird stuff. I'm like, I hope I run into somebody I know. Like, because I don't know, like, if this dude got something on him. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what type of ops we really had. I just know that me and Roy, we just got cool. Like, and he had my back several times, and I was just trying to have his back. So I'm running, but I happen to look down. I look down, I'm like, oh, but when I look up, it's a car. I'm coming past where people are stopping and going, like I'm in someone's neighborhood, right? So, oh my God. Beep, they beeping. This dude running like if his life depended on it. And when I say he was running. So when I looked, I'm like, oh, he's gaining. So I start running. Now, I can run fast too, but I'm thinking, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta trace I needed to trace the area. Because if I trace the area, 9 and 10, I'm gonna see Roy. So I'm like, I need to think. So boom, I'm blocks and blocks over. I'm not even nowhere near Raymond crib. I'm nowhere down where we go down the hill at, where me and Boo Man used to ride our skates and bikes down here. I'm nowhere over there. Okay, I'm on a whole opposite side. So I got to get back towards that way. So boom, I hit this corner now. It's a breezeway. Okay, now it's a breezeway where, you know, it's a few apartments, you know, there, but it's just a straight walk through. It look like a hallway, but it's a breezeway. It's outside. So I hit the breezeway because I knew he would have to turn. He would have to turn, but I'm gonna be standing right there, and I'm gonna let it do what it do. So boom, he stopped. He turned. As soon as he turned, I had to time it. I could hear him. I could hear him running. When I stopped, I'm like, I'm nervous, yo. I do not know this dude, right? I do not know this dude. So he hits the breezeway. When he hits the breezeway, he must have thought that I was still running, but I was right there. As soon as he ran, I tripped him. Boom. He falls. Ow. Boop, boop, boop. He grabbed my leg. I'm like, look at my leg. Look at my leg. So I knee him. He holding my leg. I knee him. Blah. Boop, boop. As I'm hitting him, he grabbed my leg again, but this time he pulls my shoe off. As I'm trying to get loose, he pulled my shoe. So I'm not going back for the shoe. I still break running. I'm gone. Boom. Now he is still running behind me. So I go all the way around. I see Roy, right? I see Roy, but I got to come across that busy street. He sees me. I'm like, Roy, I'm like, dude comes around. Boom, he bends around and he's right legit behind me. So Roy now, he's running towards me. Now it's 2 against 1. We meets right there. Boom, as we meets right there, mind you, we at a busy street. This is where people get on the expressway. Remember, I just said that's where the fight broke out at. Now, here's the deal. I had to stop because there was no way I was going to go across a busy street and get hit like a stray dog. No, thank ya. Pick somebody else to do it. So I'm like, oh my God, I gotta stop. But he was still running, so I already knew I had to get ready to squad up. But don't forget, these cars are going this way. So I can still cross the street. So as I'm thinking, I cross the street. Boom, Roy crossed the street. But we still can't. I'm just trying to keep him busy. So he comes across the street. Boom, we catch the light. We run over. So we're like, yeah. So now we in the middle of the street. We're in the middle of the street now. Cars are coming to merge, turn around, you know, that make that turn to hop on the expressway. Well, we dead right there in the middle of the street. Like, what you want to do? So the car like, beep, 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 beep. So he like, what you want to do? We're like, come on. Well, we could do it right here. I'm like, yeah, we could do it. You gonna get jumped with your friend then. He like, man, you did all that running. Mind you, I'm out of breath. I'm tired. My face is red. My palm of my hands is red. My feet, first off, I burnt a hole through my sock. Okay? I want my other shoe. Right? So I'm like, you got my shoe? He like, don't worry about it. I tossed it over the gate. Now, when he pointed, it's the gate that, when you look over the gate, that's the expressway down there. So if you threw my shoe over there, that's wild work. That's wild business. So we're like, come on, what you want to do? So beep, beep. All I'm saying, when the police came this way, because my police, for some odd reason, was just driving that way. They see that we was in the middle of the traffic. Lighting change, everybody beeping the horn. The police, they beep, 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 beep. They come over that way. So I'm like, there go the police. So we just kind of walk off. So the police comes and pull up next to us like, hey. So I'm like, yes. He like, why y'all was in traffic? I'm like, I don't know. Dude trying to bully us. Every time we come across this way, he always trying to jump on us. He like, okay, next time you come this way, call the police. Don't be in traffic. I'm like, I'm sorry about that. So we're like, yeah, my bad. Now the other dude, he done walked off. We're like, you good? I'm like, yeah. He like, where you finna go? I'm like, I was gonna go see, you know what I'm saying? I supposed to been going to go see Kiki. I done got caught in the mix. I'm supposed to be going to go see Kiki. So he like, man, you wanna go look for your other shoe? I'm like, no. I'm like, how am I go home? How am I go home with one shoe, bro? Like, bro, that was my mic. How I'm going home with one shoe, right? So he like, you want my shoes? I'm like, what size? He like, I'm a size 8. I'm like, I'm an 8.5. He like, you want my shoes? I'm like, how you gonna get home? He like, it's cool. He like, I can stop right here. He like, I got some shoes in my friend crib right up the street. I'm like, all right. Only if you want to. I'm like, I give you the shoes back when you come to my crib. He like, all right, whatever you want to do. So boom, he gives me his shoes straight up off his feet. He was 100 band for that, bro. And plus, I deserved it. I deserved it. I was in a scuffle with a random. Okay, I didn't even know who this was. So boom, he like, hey, I appreciate that. He like, let me know when you know what I'm saying, on your way home. I'm like, for sure, I'll tell you. I'm like, hey, thanks for having my back that time. He like, nah, thank you. He like, cause I ain't gonna tell no story. Like, he was straight up getting kicked in the side. Dude was boom, kicking him in the head and the side. I was sitting there like, pause. I was like, I didn't know what was happening. I'm like, I'm sorry it took me a minute to, you know, charm in. Boom, we talked. He said he was going to smoke with me. He going to pay me back all this. He walks off. I finish walking to Kiki crib. Get in Kiki crib. I ring her bell. Boom. Soon as I ring her bell, she opens up the door. She looking at me like, what's wrong with you? I guess the look on my face was saying that something was wrong. Okay? I guess the look on my face was saying something wrong. I'm like, I just got into it with somebody. She like, you always getting into it with somebody. I'm like, it was legit not my fault. Like, it was not my fault. Like, I was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. So she was like, well, I'm making you lunch. I'm like, you making me lunch? I'm like, Mrs. don't really want to be with me. She like, stop. I just said that because I was mad and because I'm tired of seeing you with other girls. Don't play. I'm like, hey, don't do that. So her phone rings, right? Her phone rings. She had her phone like on a side table by the couch, right? Her phone ring. I'm like, your phone ringing. She like, so? She like, the person that, you know, I want is here, right? So I'm like, okay, I ignored it. But I saw the name. Okay? So boom, I'm like, all right. So we in the kitchen. She in the cook. I ate a little bit. I really don't like to eat at other people's crib, but I ate a little bit. I was really more so nervous that like, when I walk back, am I going to see this same gal or these guys again? I don't know nothing about these people, right? So I got a lot going on in my mind. So I was just like, I think I'm going to just have Kiki to take me home. So I'll tell her like, hey, when we done, you're going to take me home, right? She like, oh, I'll take you home. I'm like, oh, but we got to stop at the barbecue place because my nana requests some food. She think that I'm about to get ready to work, but I'm not working. I'm here with you. So I had legit a lot of hours to be with Kiki. Boom, we're watching a movie. I'm holding her. We got a blanket. You know what I'm saying? We do, you know, we cuddling. So all of a sudden, zzz, 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 it's my phone. Zzz, zzz, zzz. I'm like, oh, let me look at that. Look, I'm like, it was Brianna. I'm like, ooh. So I heard, when I saw it, I was like, I heard her put it in my butt. She like, nah, answer your phone. I'm like, you ain't answer yours. She like, I don't need to answer my phone. I'm like, I don't need it. Like, I don't need to answer mine. So we kind of kick off a little small little argument. So she acting like she got attitude while we watching the movie. I'm still trying to hold her. She like, I'm like, come stop. I'm like, why you acting like that? She like, acting like what? I'm like, stop. I'm like, come here. So I'm holding. She like, no. She like, go hug your phone. I'm like, oh, you want me to hug my phone? Now I'm the type, you want to put it to the test? Let's put it to the test. So I went on here and I sat in somewhere else. I got off the couch and I sat on the chair, right? I sat in the chair. So I'm on my phone, right? I'm not even doing it. I just got it out, just twinging it. And I ain't texting. I ain't said nothing. So she was like, I'm going to bed. And so she clicks the TV off, cut the movie off, and go in her room. I'm like, all right, good night. So I sat there. So I'm like, it's been like 5-10 minutes. This girl ain't came out. She ain't came out. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go. So I went on ahead and I knocked on her room door because she had a door shut. So she like, it's open. And so she was laying down in the bed, but you know, like she was looking at her phone, like texting. So I'm like, hey, I'm finna go on ahead and just go so you can have some time to yourself. She like, okay, that's fine. She like, and don't worry about me no more, right? She, don't worry about me no more. I'm like, what? She like, don't worry about me no more. I'm like, all right, I won't worry about you no more. So I walk. She like, I can't stand you. I'm like, so boom, I grabbed my phone because my phone was still, you know, I left my phone in the chest. So I grabbed my phone, put my shoes and stuff back on. So she like, yeah, you finna leave? I'm like, yeah. She like, I thought I was supposed to be taking you home. I'm like, you awake? I came over here, told a story to my nana, came over here to kick it with you. You in the room on your phone. If that's the case, I'll go home and I could text you. She was like, it's not that. Why you act like you can't answer your phone? What are you hiding? I'm like, what are you hiding? She like, let me go through your phone. Now she want to go through my phone. I'm like, you can go through my phone because I kept everything deleted anyway. Because I was always scared that my mom would be the type that wants to go through my phone through my text messages. So I let her go through my phone, but she could see Piper and Brianna name. But they all incoming. But I did call Piper that night when Piper came over to the crib. So when she saw the name, she like, so who is these people? I'm like, them incoming calls. She like, but who is this? And they got an emoji, but like she was so mad. So when she called the number, she let it ring. And it caught the voicemail, and you can hear Piper's voice. She like, oh, so that's the girl. I'm like, it's not like that. I called her back to see what she wanted because I missed her call. As you could tell, I missed her call. I'm like, let me go through your phone. No. She don't want me to go through her phone. So I'm like, man, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm finna go. So she like, no, you not. So she grabbed my arm. So now we're going back and forth. Her phone is ringing. Actually ringing, like not vibrating. Her stuff is actually ringing. So I go over there, you know what I'm saying? I said, oh, I'm finna go. So now I'm chasing to her phone because she had put her phone on the side where the couch be. That little table, she put it right there. So we're both running to her phone. I catch that name again. I'm like, that's the same person that called you earlier. I'm like, pick it up. So she pick up the phone. I'm like, put it on speaker. I'm telling her, put it on speaker. Right? This is a crazy day for me right now. I'm getting into it here. I'm getting into it there. Like, my nana's at the crib. My mama like, I got a lot going on. So she like, this is my friend. So I'm like, let me talk to your friend. Do your friend know about me? Yes, my friend know about you. But she holding the phone like this. Let me hear the person. Is it a girl? Is it a boy? She like, why does that matter? Why does that matter? She like, I'm gonna call you back. I'm like, you know what? I'm leaving. It doesn't matter. So I leave. I open up the door. So she comes out on the porch. She like, if you leave, I promise you I ain't gonna say nothing else to you. I'm like, fine. Go talk to your little friend. So she comes, boom, she grabs me. Before I even walk down all the stairs, she like, she tried, snatch me up, like, from the back, the collar. Like, wait a minute. Yanked me up. I'm like, like, hold on, tab. I'm like, hey, don't put your hands on me. She like, make me. I'm like, you better stop. All of a sudden, I don't know what energy came over us, but we was on her porch. Out of nowhere, we started kissing. Like, it was just like a real crazy rush. Like, it was like, I don't know. It was crazy. So I'm taking her shirt off on the porch. She grabbing me. We're on the porch, like, having a moment. So I'm like, oh, we gotta go in the house. So she's like, please. So we end up opening up the door. We in the living room. We're going crazy. We go in the kitchen on her table. Now, she didn't have like a regular table, like normal table. She had like a small picnic table. You know the picnic tables that be outside of the park? She had one of those in her kitchen. So we go in the kitchen, we on top of the table, and we having it out. So she holding me by my neck like, Roshan, look at me. I really like you. I really like you. So I'm looking. She's like, I want nobody else. I'm like, she's talking to me crazy. We're having a moment. She's talking to me crazy. So I'm like, whew. So she like, you still want to leave? I'm like, nah. She like, come in the room. So we go in the room, and now we're chilling. We're laying back, right? But she still never showed me or told me who that person was that kept calling her phone. But now, I ain't gonna trip. I'm just the type of person that's, I'm gonna have me somebody on the side. Since you ain't like straight up told me, I'm gonna just play the game, but I'm gonna make it look like I'm so into you, right? Until I'm just like, all right, it's a wrap. Because she was older than me, and she was throwing that thing right. So she definitely had me in the chokehold there. And it's kind of hard to have me in the chokehold in that area, okay? Especially when you have a lot of options to choose from. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I see the time ticking down. So I'm like, look, is you gonna put the order in for the food? She like, no. She like, Miss Shirley ain't gonna want me even in there. I stay in the car while you go get your nana, your family some stuff. I'm like, all right, I gotta get it anyway. We get up. I go to the bathroom, boom, get myself together. She go to the bathroom, boom, get herself together. Now we in the car, boom, we make it to the job. Miss Shirley out in the front. I'm in the line. She's in the front at the register. So she spots me because I see her spots me. So I'm like, and so she like, and so she's taking care of the guests. So now I'm starting to get nervous because like I'm the next guest. I'm like, I'm starting to squeeze my toes and pop them inside the shoe. I'm like, she like, hey, Roshan. I'm like, hey, Miss Shirley. I'm like, I wanted to put an order in. My grandma in town, my nana. I'm like, can I get your chicken and rib tip combo? And I'm like, can I get a side of rib tips with fries with extra sauce on there, barbecue sauce on there? She like, okay. She like, I could do that. She like, and I saw the register pop up like, pop, pop. So I'm like, you want me to pay? She like, no, you're okay. You can step over here. I'll let you know when your stuff ready. I'm like, okay. So boom, she taking care of the rest of the people. So she ended up I see her with the food, right? When the time progressed, it took her a nice little minute. She comes out. She opens the door. She didn't even put it through the thing so I can grab it. She comes out the back way. She like, come to work tomorrow. I'm like, all right. She like, we miss you. I'm like, Miss Shirley, we miss you. Come back to work tomorrow. Be on time. No talking to the girls. I want you to just stay at your spot and work. You can talk to the guys. If they talk, they should be talking to you only about the orders. You understand me? I don't want to see no sideline talking, or I'm going to have to let you go, okay? I'm like, okay. She like, whatever you do outside, you do outside. I'm like, understand. I'm sorry, Miss Shirley. She like, don't be sorry. She like, and I put extra in here, okay? I see you tomorrow. Same time. I'm like, all right, see you, Miss Shirley. So, boom, I grab my stuff. I'm happy. Nervous, but happy because the look in her eyes, it said it all. So I get in the car. Kiki, she looks at me. She like, why you smiling so hard for? I'm like, I come to work tomorrow. She like, you do? She didn't tell me if I worked. I'm like, I don't know. She told me I work tomorrow at the same time. So, boom, we drive to my crib. We pull up. When we pull up, I'm like, hey, thank you for dropping me off. I appreciate it. She like, thank you for what you did. I'm like, what I do? She was like, getting all mad and then putting it on me. I'm like, putting it on you. Now that was you. So she was like, am I going to see you again? I'm like, well, I work tomorrow. I'm like, and then my mom probably in the crib. She like, okay. I'm like, I'm going to call you. All right. She like, okay, you're going to call me. Even if I worry, what about calling you private? I'm like, don't call me private. All right. So, boom. I get out, grab the bag, shut the door. She like, why do you keep, she let in the window like, why you keep leaving out without giving me a kiss? I'm like, I'm sorry. So I opened up the passenger door and leaned over, tried to give her a kiss. She like, So I'm like, I shut the door and boom, I go on the driver's side and she gets out the car. So I see Beth and Cynthia coming out of Beth's crib. So Beth looking at me, I'm looking, but I don't care. So she kissed me and so she grabbed my hands to put it on her posterior, so I'm squeezing. So she like, when she kissing my neck, I'm like, all right, stop. I'm like, stop. And so she like, She like, see you. I'm like, see you. So boom, I go on ahead and I start walking. So Beth like, oh, I'm like, so boom, I'm like, here I go. I stick the key in. Front door now open. My nana is already sitting there. She like, hey, you back? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I got the food. So as I'm going downstairs, I put the food on the counter. I'm going downstairs to tell Mark the tea of what happened. As I'm talking to Mark like, what? I'm like, look, I got some extra food. Come on upstairs. I'm like, Joe, Roy, this and that. I'm giving him the tea, right? So he comes up there with me. He like, hey, I just found a half a blunt already rolled. He like, we got extra. I'm like, oh, I got some too. I'm like, Roy gave me some too. So I'm talking. So we hear, like the bell, like they was hitting this bell. So my nana like, who in the world I'm like, that's probably mom. So when my nana opened up the door, she saw that it was Roy. So we're like, hey, she like, who is this?